the death of U.S. peace activist Rachel Corrie. She was crushed to death by an Israeli military bulldozer in Rafah on March 16, 2003, 3 days before the U.S. attacked Iraq. Rachel was 23 years old. She was an evergreen college student from Olympia, Washington. She went to Gaza with the International Solidarity Movement, which formed after Israel and the United States rejected a proposal by then UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Mary Robinson to place international human rights monitors in the occupied Palestinian territories. Rachel Corrie was crushed to death by a U.S. Caterpillar bulldozer that was run by the Israeli military. She'd been trying to prevent the demolition of the home of a Palestinian pharmacist in Rafah, near the border with Egypt. Eyewitnesses say she was wearing a fluorescent orange vest. She was in full view of the bulldozer's driver, as photographs show. In June 2003, the Israeli military concluded her death was, quote, an accident. Human rights groups condemned the Israeli army's investigation as a sham. A year later, Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson, former Secretary of State Colin Powell's chief of staff, told Rachel's parents he did not consider the Israeli investigation credible, thorough, or transparent. Rachel's parents initiated lawsuits against Israel, the Israeli military, and the Caterpillar Corporation, but a U.S. federal appeals court ruled they could not sue the company because that would force the judiciary to rule on a foreign policy issue decided by the White House. In its ruling, the three-judge panel said the case could not go to court without implicitly questioning and even condemning U.S. foreign policy towards Israel. In 2015, the Israeli Supreme Court rejected an appeal from Rachel Corrie's parents after they'd sued the Israeli military Ministry of Defense for a symbolic $1 in damages and upheld a lower court's ruling that cleared the military of responsibility, saying Rachel's death had taken place in a, quote, war zone. In a minute, we'll be joined by Rachel's parents and one of her colleagues with the International Solidarity Movement. But first, this is Rachel Corrie in her own words from a documentary about her by Concord Media called Death of an Idealist.
I've been here for about a month and a half now, and this is definitely the most difficult situation that I've ever seen. In the time that I've been here, children have been shot and killed. On the 30th of January, the Israeli military bulldozed the two largest water wells, destroying over half of Rafah's water supply. Every few days, if not every day, houses are demolished here.
More, we're joined in Olympia, Washington, by Rachel's parents, Cindy and Craig Corrie. After she was killed, they devoted their lives to what Rachel Corrie lived and died for and founded the nonprofit Rachel Corrie Foundation for Peace and Justice. Cindy's the foundation's president, Craig the treasurer. They've also gone on interfaith peace missions to Israel, Gaza, the West Bank. Also with us in London is Tom Dale, a writer who's worked in civilian protection, conflict analysis, and journalism in the Middle East. His new piece for Jacobin is headlined, Rachel Corrie Gave Her Life for Palestine. In 2002 and 2003, he too volunteered in Rafah with the International Solidarity Movement alongside Rachel. On March 16, 2003, a little after 5 p.m. in Rafah, he witnessed this U.S.-made bulldozer run over Rachel. He held her hand as she lay dying on a gurney in the ambulance taking her to the hospital. Welcome to all of you. I want to begin with Tom. Describe that day. What motivated you both, and what motivated Rachel to stand there in front of this bulldozer with that fluorescent vest on as it came forward and crushed her?